I'm gonna be doing jokes in front of comedians.
Is there an open mic tonight?
Yeah, there's one at the Duck.
The what?
The Duck.
The Duck.
This is one of my favorite things about open mics. We just throw them on people. They don't know they're coming to a comedy show. So two patrons just walked in, saw there's a comedy show, and the girl just turned to her friend and went, "Oh no." And that's what we have to deal with every night we do a show. We have to get those people to like us. And sometimes we do, sometimes not so much.
Open mics. How many times should you get up per week? Is it important to get up a lot?
What is an open mic?
How many times can you get up per week?
Why are they beneficial? Are they beneficial?
Do they suck? Should you go to every open mic you can, or just the ones that you want to go to?
What people hate about them, what they love about them.
These are the questions I have.
This is what I want to know.
They put birthday balloons on my mailbox. This guy asked me whose birthday it was. I said, my mailbox is.
You need to do open mics because you need to learn how to eat it in front of people, and you're trying to get your legs under you. You're trying to, you're trying new material, fine, but you're also trying to figure out how to get your voice and find out what kind of comic you're going to be, and it really humbles you, and it makes you a better comic.
When you're first starting out, they're extremely beneficial because it's like a pilot. You're just trying to clock hours. There's no shortcut. There's no boot camp. There's no substitute to just getting up and clocking the time. Not a useful question when people ask you how long you've been doing comedy, because somebody who's been doing comedy 5 years, someone who's been doing comedy 10 years, the guy who's been doing comedy 5 years might have been on stage just as many hours as the guy who's been doing it 10 years. So it's really more accurate if we had a little log book like a pilot does, and you know exactly how much time you've clocked in the cockpit. So you just got to go and get on stage and talk on a mic. And the easiest way to do that, especially when you're starting, is open mics and bar shows and coffee shops and things like that. And you just get up there and you just do it, and you clock hours. And I think as your career goes on, then it's not necessarily as important for experience, but now they're more important just for maybe shaking rust off if you haven't been up on stage in a week, for trying a joke a new way, for trying a brand new stuff. It becomes important for those reasons instead of just for learning how to perform. You know how to perform. You don't need to practice performing anymore. But what you do need to practice is your material and your words.
Why are you counting change?
So I got paid for the open mic.
Like I said, man, I never done anything to make my mom proud of me ever, man. I dropped out of high school, started selling drugs, wouldn't give her a discount.
I think being last on the list is part of the process. Yeah, like you'll get better if there's 3 people there that are not into watching comedy and you can make them laugh. And you gotta see, does your shit weigh out after hearing comedy for 2 hours? Can you still make this person laugh?
You're not just going there for 5 minutes. You're going there to not only network with other comedians, but develop your writing style, developing your persona. I don't know if the word is artistic. I don't seem pompous or anything, but like open mics are more artistic. It seems like it's the pure side of comedy. And not even just the stage time about open mics is great. Like when you show up and you sign up at 7 o'clock and you're number 32 on the list and you know you're going to go up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but then you and your comic buddies go to Pollo Tropical or Denny's while you're waiting to go on stage and just shit talk, and then you might have a bit that comes out of it. It's almost like the time when you're not on stage is a giant writer's meeting. So if you show up at 7 and you don't go until 3, it's, what is it, 5-6 hours of just writer's meetings. It's beautiful.
Everybody's got a NASCAR bumper sticker mixed in with 3 or 4 No Obama and Tea Party. I swear to God, there was one guy who had so many of those bumper stickers up, he had to put up another one that said, "Political dissent isn't racism." If you have to put up a bumper sticker to convince people you're not racist, you are so fucking racist.
You go to these open mics and there's a crowd there and they're not there for the show and they're there for something else, and then the show just happens to be going on, so you're really talking to nobody. Like everyone there doesn't give a shit about what you're saying. So
if you have a place with only 10 people in there, that's perfect to try really to stretch your creativity. go outside of the box because there's only 10 people in there. So you can use this time to take chances, take risks, and you never know what's gonna come from that.
Whatever Joe said is bullshit.
You watch an open mic and you think this cannot be real life. You really question whether or not you're living in reality because you see, what's the word I'm looking for? You find yourself watching something and it's someone on stage doing something and you think, am I really alive? Is this really reality? Because it's that bad most of the time. It's usually grown people doing things for free. And why are they doing it? We have emotional problems.
I question my life after every open mic.
I've actually been in entertainment for 10 years, but it's not as cool as you think. 7 of those years I was at Universal Studios in Orlando, and I played Dora the Explorer.
Okay, an average open mic, you show up, sign-up's at 7:30, you show up at 7:15, you're number 22 on the list. Because somebody got the list early. You're not realistically going to get on stage until 11. You're going to do 5 minutes, hopefully of new jokes. After a minute and a half, you'll realize you got to go back to the old stuff because this crowd hates you and your new stuff's garbage. Twitter's not a good representation of humor. Just because you got 4 favorites and 2 retweets doesn't mean your joke about panda bears is worthy of the stage. You're gonna get home, either you're gonna drink, you're gonna call some strange girl, or you're gonna, buy an exotic Japanese fleshlight off the internet used, and hopefully that's gonna get you through the hard times because stand-up is a completely unrealistic career option.
The perfect open mic to me is someplace that people want to be. The perfect open mic needs to be where they want to go and do their best material, and that's where you really test your stuff out before you go up to the A-room open mics or whatever that might be. You want to test everything out here so by the time you get there it's a finished product.
You can't practice stand-up comedy alone. It's impossible. You can only practice with a crowd, and that's what open mics are. They're practice. So if you don't practice a lot, you won't be getting better at your craft. If you're not going to all the open mics you can, then you're not practicing. So open mics are so important for a comedian. Therefore, you have to go to every open mic you can. I'm asking you this, are you getting up to an open mic tonight?
Filming documentaries is really fucking stupid. No one's gonna watch them. That's how it should be. Alright, that was me. That was my input. Somebody give me something else. Drugs. Drugs! Drugs are fun!